Alright, so this is the video for the first web design class. First thing I'm going to show you is if you scroll down to where, up here, you can see that you can download one of these web editor or code editors. It really doesn't matter which one you're doing that you use, whatever one you feel comfortable with. You don't have to use any of these. You could use TextEdit or Notepad or WordPad. But these will like highlight the code, so it makes it a little bit nicer. So we're going to be using this one. So if you just click on the actual icon, it'll bring you here, and then you can just download it. They do have it for Mac and Linux as well, so I already downloaded it. It'll look like this. So once you get it downloaded, installed, and all that, just open it up, and we're just going to do a new file. So File, New File, and there we go. I'm just going to exit out of this, exit out of that, make this big. All right. And I'm going to make this a little bit easier to see. So let's see, does Control Plus work? It does. Beautiful. Okay, so Control Plus and minus in many programs will actually make the screen bigger or smaller. I'm just gonna make it bigger so you can see it a little bit easier. All right. Okay, so we're gonna do the real basic bones, and then we'll go through and add the stuff in between. All right. So first thing we want to do is just say that this is an HTML5 document. So I'm just going to put the this in here. Okay. Accidentally hit paste. Doc type HTML. Poop. And all that does is says the following thing is HTML5. Alright? Make this a little bit bigger again so you can really see it. HTML5. Okay. So I'm going to write that first. Then we're going to say what is the HTML. Like everything that's HTML goes inside this. So HTML. Alright? And then I'm just going to go down a bunch and put the closing. Most of the time you're going to have a closing, an opening and closing tag or element. Okay, so got HTML. So this says this is where HTML starts. This is where HTML ends. All right, next we got to do our head and our body. So I'm just going to do head and enter and / head like that. And then after that I'm just going to do body and body. Okay, and that looks okay. Now what you're gonna notice is by default this just looks like regular text editor, minus it's black with white writing, which is a little bit easier on the eyes. If you actually want to see it and it's actual like highlighting everything appropriately, just you got to save it. So I'm just gonna do File, Save As. I'm gonna save it right to the desktop. That's generally where I would suggest saving it, and I'm gonna do Cone Biography. Alright, and right now it says plain text. Change it to HTML, like that, and then hit save. And then voila, now you can see it's actually, it color-coded it in a way. It doesn't look like much right now. It'll be a little bit better in a second. Alright, so if you remember, head is the stuff that you kind of don't see. It's the stuff that the browser reads, but is useful for, other things. Okay, so it's useful for stuff, but you just don't normally see it. The stuff in the body is the stuff that's usually generally your content. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and we will do the head here first. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put a title, and you'll notice also as I'm doing this, I button this, see it already comes up with stuff. So you could literally go through and scroll. So you can see it gets right there, and then when I get this far I can either finish typing it, or I can just use the arrow keys up and down. Just gonna go here, click, boom, and then just close it. And look, it automatically did the closing tag for me as well. So now I can just go in between, and I'll just say Jonathan Cohn Biography. Okay, yay! Now, if I go ahead and save this, Control S, and I go on my desktop. Where are you at? Right here, Cohn Biography. Now, if I double click and open it, it went over here. It doesn't have anything in the body, so you don't see it. But what you will see is this up here. If you look, see it says Jonathan Cohn Biography. That's the title. All right. I'm just going to leave that open, actually. All right. We'll call that good for the head for right now. So now I just need to do the body. Now, what I would suggest, generally speaking, is this. Whenever you do the assignments... Ah, crap. All right, hang on a second. Whenever you do the assignments, I would just open up the web page. Ah, crap, this isn't what I wanted either. Here we go. Let's do it this way. Come on. Open up the actual class. Here we go. Open up the class, and I would just go to the very end here and look to see what you're supposed to have as you're doing it, and that's what we're going to do, okay? So, basic structure, you got to have that. So you have 3 levels of headings. So I'm just going to go ahead and think about that. So obviously the first thing, I'm just going to do an H1. H1, there it is. They automatically closed it for me. And inside of that, I'm just going to do all about home. Yay. All right. So that'll be my main heading. And then another thing I have to do for the assignment is, if you look, I'm supposed to use semantics, so and formatting tags. So I'm going to use this horizontal rule just because I think that looks nice. Oops, wrong thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and do HR space like this, and then it'll do a horizontal rule. So it'll just, almost like an underline. And then I'm going to go ahead and write some stuff. So I'll do an H2, and I'll say his past, right? I don't know what I'm writing there. And then after that, I will do a paragraph, and I would write a bunch of stuff. And, in my case, I am going to use Lipsum, lorem ipsum, and I'm just going to have it generate, okay, continue the site, thanks. And this will just generate like dummy text. So I'm just going to use this because I don't feel like you will actually type out all your stuff in there. I'm just not going to. So there's my text. Now you'll notice what it does is it goes all the way across. That kind of annoys me. If you go to let's see, view, you can toggle word wrap, and then it will wrap the text so it fits in the window. I find that a little bit easier, but it can make it a little more confusing too. But anyway, so that looks good. Another thing I haven't been doing that I want you to do is this. I'm going to take these and I'm just going to tab them in, hit tab, because they're inside of the body. I'm also going to take this title and hit, or you can either click right here or just drag the whole thing and hit tab so that they're tabbed in. Okay, so all right. So yeah, his past, and then I'll do another. Actually, we'll do an H3 this time, just to mix things up. And we'll say his present. Okay. And I'll do another paragraph. And I'm just going to, again, grab some Lipsum here. Let's grab this. Control C. And then Control V. But again, you'll actually write content out. I just don't want to write content because I'm lazy. All right. Oops. Now we're going to do an H4. Oop. Okay. And we'll say his future. Good. And then I'm going to do another P element. And I'm just going to write he has none. Okay. Now, so if you look, I have 1, 2, 3, I have 4 different levels of headings, okay? So that's good. But let's see what else I'm supposed to have. What else I'm supposed to have here? 3 levels of headings. I got paragraphs. I did at least 1, although you should do more than what we have. Descriptive content I didn't really do. And another thing is, you see we have lists. You can go ahead and make a list, I don't know, of something in here as well, just for the purposes of making it look a little nicer. So after this, I'm going to go ahead and do a break, which if you remember what that does is it's like hitting enter, okay? Because no matter how many times I hit enter right now, it's still going to pop up above. So what you want to do is this, BR space, like that, okay? So we're going to do a break, and then I'm going to do a table, or not a table, I'm sorry. I'm going to do a list. So we'll do an unordered list. So UL, boom, 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 and then inside the list, go list items. So list item. All right, and then inside of here, I'm going to write some stuff. Okay, and then I'll take that. I'm just going to copy it. Control or Command C. Control V, Control V. All right, but you can imagine that I actually wrote content and stuff, and it looked nice. All right, now I might want to go through here and just like make some stuff look cooler. So let's say in here I wanted to emphasize this part here, this Leo word, right? So to do that, all I got to do is EM. Oops, it put it on the other side. Well, I'll just take this Leo, Control X, and put it in here, Control V. All right. So now it's wrapped in this EM. Okay. Let's say I want to take another thing, and I want this word here to be like bold. I want it to be strong. So I'm just going to go like this, strong. And again, it does the same thing the other one did. So did I overwrite it? I don't know what I did there, but I'm just going to grab this, and I'm going to paste it in here. Boom. All right. And I would format a bunch of things like that. So looking at this, you can see here's a whole bunch of them, right? So here's some here that you can utilize. If you want to use some subscripts or superscripts to make a break, like we did here. Horizontal rule, there's bold and italic, but you should really just use strong and emphasis. Things like that. You can see all here. Now, if you want to go even farther with it, you can go to w3schools.com, and you can go to the HTML here, and they have all sorts of stuff, okay, that you can look at to try and format your things. All right. Yeah, so then when I'm done with that, I think I have everything for the most part. I'm just going to go ahead and save it, Control S. And then if I go on to my thing here, right there, double click on it, and you'll see this is what we have. All right. Now, I did this really quick and really not that great. And again, you have to write content in here, not just copy and paste junky stuff like I did. But you can see where I put strong, showed up there. And then where I put emphasis, I don't see it, right here. You can see that it's basically italicized, right? And then here's my unordered list, my 3 levels of headings. Basically, that's it, all right? So, but don't write it exactly like this. I end up getting like a quarter to half the class will write exactly what I wrote and just put in their content. I want you to mix it up a little bit. And like I said, feel free to like go beyond, like try to look up and add a little CSS if you want, or you know, other attributes. It's fine by me. I'd rather you try to do too much than too little, and just try to follow the general format here. So I'm gonna Control minus minus. You can see that basically it should be relatively clean. Start with doc type, HTML, then body, head, title and stuff in there, all my content inside the body, so on and so forth. All right. If you have any questions, just email me. Good luck.